What is up, 7 Days to Die fans? I got a new different type of video I wanted to try to experiment with, and because it's my boy Micah, I think I don't remember exactly how to say his name, or if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. If whatever, he asked me a question. How would I play spears and rifles, and could I do some guides maybe on all the classes or different types of play styles there are, like guns and stuff like that, spears and stones, whatever. So I just kind of wanted to give a crack at that, give you guys my first impressions of all the different types of classes, and I'll break down what I mean by classes. And essentially, classes can be broken down by these loadouts here, and this is early game. So I just want to specifically focus on early game here. And let me just I'm going to go into God mode, just fly up so I can talk. Yep, so I'm up in the air. Nobody can see me. God mode on. Turn God mode on and creative mode on. Just so you guys know, you can hit the F1 key, bring up the debug menu, and bring up this console menu. You can type in DM enter or CM enter, and then it'll turn on the creative menu, which you can mess around with items here. It's kind of cheapens the experience. I wouldn't recommend actually doing this, but if you want to mess around, do some testing with different weapon styles and stuff like that, or just like feel items out without experiencing them for the first time or whatever, after you've maybe played a couple 100 hours or whatever, this is like you can use the debug menu, the DM menu. If you it turns on God mode and stuff, and debug is like how you like get out of certain situations and stuff. Also, then real quickly, if you turn the DM menu on, you can hit Alt and then go into a third person view and kind of play like a Fortnite this is kind of cool. I turned on the debug menu for this because you get the the Fortnite looking thing, the third person view. It creates a whole new like feel for the game, whatever. Maybe you want to play around like that, whatever. But I would just also, if you do that, to turn the debug menu on after you go off into third person view, just so you don't accidentally turn God mode on with the letter Q. So yeah, so I digress. Back to the original video here. So I have a bunch of different loadouts here. This is what I mean by classes. Maybe, yeah, it's 2 minutes, so it's not too bad. Okay, anyway. 2 minutes, too bad. So what I mean by classes is that there's a bunch of skills, and they kind of have their own. Most people will, like, start something and then commit to it. Like, in my beginner guide coaching playthrough, as you can see, I committed to a build. I committed to a whatever. I wanted to go for a certain perk. I wanted to go to max out this, so I needed to get 8 agility. So I go boom, boom, boom. I commit all those points. It's a lot of points. 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 2, 2. So 6 more. So that's 10 points. That's a big, big commitment. Okay. So that means I'm pretty much playing with the skills in here, and that's what I mean by class. You can mix and match. You can kind of do like a pseudo cross class, and I do a little bit recommend that. I recommend that everybody starts off getting your first thing you do, no matter what your playstyle is going to be, get 4 agility, and because 1, 2, 3 points, and then the other thing you get then with 4 agility is parkour level 2. So 1, 2, 3 points, and then go down to parkour level 2. So let me just kind of do that real quickly. Don't worry, I'm in God mode, so they can't really kill me. Okay, give self XP 100,000. Okay, so now I'm level 9, just to show you. Really quickly, I think everybody's build should be this to start. Or at least take this into consideration. 1, 2, 3. Parkour, 1, 2. Now let me show you why. Okay, so now I am back in the game. And I don't know if you've jumped without parkour before, but I should be able to jump over the zombies' heads. See what I mean here? So now I don't even need to play the game or fight them. So you know what I mean? Every build you do will be very much so overpowered by this. This will just exponentially make any build you do better. So now let's break down different classes. So by classes, we're going to pretty much talk about weapons and then the secondary perks inside of those classes. So let me just turn on this, and I'll give a brief overview of how each class fights. And then hopefully I'll try to do that in under 20 minutes. That's going to be my goal. So we got perception over here, and that gives us rifles, demolitions, spears, and then spear are certain traits that kind of complement that. 7 days, I don't know. I feel like the skills need to be like I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to comment on that. But there's other skills, general perception perks, scavenging perks. Okay, so they go along with your combat. So you have combat perks, but they're all under the skill class perception. Plus that Increasing the perception gives you a chance to dismember, which is pretty much like a critical hit, and will kill a zombie if you hit them in the head and trigger a dismember. So, you know what I mean? By raising this, you are also raising headshot damage, other stuff like that. So then, like, demolitions, or you have rifles, which will just increase your reload speed, your aim speed, and most core gun perks do increase your reload speed, aim sight, and base damage, but then they also add a buff the further you go down. Like for for rifles, you have a kill streak, so then after you kill a zombie, you get additional buffs to pump that up. Demolitions expert, I don't think anything like that happens. No, it's just a baseline increase. And then your melee will have some sort of debuff. Okay, so like a slow, knockdown, stuff like that. So then all of them kind of have this theme. And then a couple of the whatever. So, or a couple of the classes will have multiple different, a couple different melee options to go along, or a couple ranged options to go along with the combat tree. So there's advantages there. There's a couple of them. So your agility and your strength have that extra utility by giving you a couple more options. Like for instance, strength gives you a couple perks to go into with sledgehammers or clubs. So you have like a full commit, like aggressive style if you want to go full melee aggressive with sledgehammers or whatever, or you can have like a run of the mill type melee option with like baseball bats and clubs to go along with your firearm. So then like agility has 2 missile skills with archery and gunslinger, because then, you know, archery kind of falls off, so you can segue into something like pistols and have more of a late game option. And then it goes along with this, with the knives or whatever. So let's just go down the line. So for perception, you have rifles, demolitions. Oh, perception has that off also explosions option, which is kind of cool. So they have rifles, explosions, and spears. That's really cool. So then strength is shotguns, clubs, and then sledgehammers. Fortitude is fists and machine guns. Agility is archery, pistols, and knives. And then intellect has its own kind of thing here. They're kind of a unique combat skill class too. I would also rate this one more of an advanced style of play. You have electrocutioner, which is for batons. And just to mention then, batons, I'm not sure if this is considered a club or a baton, because it says baton, so I'm not sure if this is under the intellect. Somebody else will have to figure that out for me or whatever. But if so, then your only option in the early game is a pipe baton, and then your mid-game option turns into stun baton, robotic turret. I don't think robotic turrets come into the game very fast. Maybe you'll loot one early. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't played a lot of 1.0 to really know that, but in earlier versions, robotic turrets are kind of a mid-tier item. Like, you have to loot a bunch of POIs, get a bunch of quests done before you actually get access to them. So just saying, like, these other classes have early game options that you can get day one. Like, your entire loadout here can be accessed day one for each of these classes. But, like, if you take an intellect, that's why I said it's a little bit higher of a learning curve, because you have to like, you only get a pipe baton and then whatever, no buffs to your other skills, no buffs to your rifles, no buffs to your machine guns, no buff to your archery, nothing like that. So you kind of play at a little bit of a disadvantage here. Sorry, the bat's here just for different conversation. That's not important right now. So yeah, intellect has kind of a higher skill floor. I think that's the word, higher skill floor. But they do turn into, like, if you're playing in a team, the intellect class people turn into the most important part of a team, because advanced engineering and grease monkey, these two tech trees, and even physician a little bit. You can find a lot of advantages and stuff like that, but just having this is really nice. But late game engineering. So I think if you increase this, then you have the increased likelihood of getting forge aheads, which allow you to build forges, chemistry stations, etc., workbenches, and stuff like that. And that is how you get into producing mid-tier gear and high-end gear, and really just polishing builds up and making really tough bases with cement, steel, etc., stuff like that. So your intellect class becomes very important. So, like, whatever you choose, intellect may be your second, your next best class to hybrid into, if that makes sense. Okay, so I mean, like that. But let's just talk about early game strategy. I just wanted to start off with intellect to show you, like, to tell you that you will be slightly at a disadvantage in the early game playing a intellect focused, rushed build. Yeah, but it does pump. It becomes like exponentially better in the medium to late game. So now let's go into perception. Like I said, again, rifles, explosions, or explosives, and then spears. So you have rifles and spears that you're really playing with. So rifles are really nice. They're really fun. I think they're really nice. You have a nice little iron sight. You have a very nice long range shot, and it's very just good, all around good. It's good in a lot of situations. The only weakness of the pipe rifle is the long reload time. Good at taking targets down hard, but it's not very good at a lot of DPS. By DPS, that stands for damage per second, so you can't lay down a lot of zombies quickly with rifles and stuff like that. So it forces you into this very relaxed, slow play style, if that makes sense. So then, the spear that goes along with them, too, kind of complements that as well, because if I remember correctly, let me just pull this out. I think I talked about this in my video before. If I stab a tree, that's about my range here. As you can see, it's about 2... Let me get a block, actually, so we can measure it. And this is... I hope this is good. I hope this is useful for people building... If not, I could try to make... I can polish this up and try another attempt. So anyway, let's see. So that tree is about 2 blocks away. So it's about 2 blocks. I'm about 2 blocks away. And now a spear, I can hit it. And I'm pretty sure it's another block back. As you can see, I've moved back another block. Maybe I'm standing at the wrong angle for this for it to be a good demonstration here. So here's straight on. Stab, stab, stab. Okay, I can't hit it. But if I pull out my spear, I can hit it. And I can keep moving back a little bit. See this? See that nice range there? It's misleading with the animation. I think the animation should be something like the spear should go out further and shrink. Like the head of the spear should shrink so it actually shows that it's stabbing a lot further out. I think that would be really good. But yeah, you have a range advantage. You have a very safe melee. You have a safe melee, and the other classes don't have that option, so that couples really good with reload. So why it's a problem with reload is that sorry, this is really rough. Is when you go to shoot, there's this debuff that happens that when you shoot and then you go to reload, see how I'm sprinting normal speed? And if I reload, now my speed is reduced by about 80%. So that allows all zombies to get on top of you. So rifles not having a lot of ammunition in the chamber, that is a disadvantage for them. But they do have long range, and it does deal decent damage. So if we look at the range damage of a pipe rifle versus the pipe machine gun, bullet per bullet, the pipe rifle is going to be better bullet economy when it comes to just like flat damage. Plus also then, I'm not 100% sure how the rifle penetration works, but in the game Darkness Falls I play, it comes with base penetration or whatever. It's easier to get penetration, but if you get AP rifle bullets, you can shoot through multiple organic targets, and that becomes really strong for like damage economy for late game. Because like for instance, if there's a path of zombies, you can shoot 4 of them in the head, and 1 bullet can potentially kill 4 targets at the same time. But a pipe machine gun will require 4 bullets to do the same thing. Okay, so yeah, that is essentially your playstyle with the spears and pipe rifle. You want to play very slow and cautiously. Like in my beginner coaching series, my agility playstyle, you don't have to worry about that as much because you're very nimble and you can jump up. I can jump up there with my level 2 parkour, but you can't with level 1 parkour. Again, like I said, I think everybody should rush that, but you don't have to. But if you decide not to, then you have to play it very, very conservatively, very cautiously, very like sneakily. You have to like take your time, try to find your targets. Like this guy right here. And then you have to be ready to like run away. Because now I'm, yep. So I can't do that. I'm going to run away. Got the spear out. And I'm ready to like spear or whatever. You know, you have to get yourself to safety before you can actually like. You can't just run and gun. You have to like play back, play high, play safe. So that's that. I'm going to have to speed through the other ones. But very high damage. And headshot damage doubles it, so it scales up. So then if you're about to get caught too by animals and stuff like that, just stop the reload. Just switch to your spear. Don't finish the reload. I used to do that a lot when I used to first start playing. But we have a safe melee. Dogs are very freaking annoying. Sorry. I shouldn't have come to the wasteland at a level freaking 7 POI to do this explanation for you guys. But yeah, you could see, look at the stuntman here. You can get up to safety, and then you can play back and play safe. Oh my god, that's super terrifying. So he's directly below me. But anyway, yeah, I can go back to explaining. Just take your time, take some planned shots, and that is the rifle class. Quick explanation. Then let's move down the line. Very cool. I like that playstyle a lot. So then the next one, we'll just go whichever direction. So now we have strength. Strength arguably is, a lot of people will probably disagree with me here, but I feel like strength is not very strong. So here's why. You have clubs. Oh, I guess I could have gone over the perks and stuff you get, but I guess you can read that. You can see that yourself inherently understand that spear's slow, clubs knock down and stuff like that. But I just want to go over playstyles because, again, I only got a few more minutes. So I'm going to try to speed through these other ones. I know Mika wanted... Micah, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I know you wanted a breakdown of spears and rifles. So I wanted to give that to you for sure. You know what I mean? I want to really go in their depth here. But I want to go over shotguns. This is the strength build. And why I think this is one of the weaker starts too. It's better than intellect because of your option. You know what I mean? Like you get decent boomsticks, but if you get a double barrel, strength becomes very strong, but because of the early start, the pipe shotgun, super weak. So look at its base damage here, damage per pellet. I'm not 100% how many pellets you get, but if I go try to find a zombie, oh wait, I could spawn them in. What am I doing? So then how you spawn them in too, you hit F6 while you have the debug menu on, and then you can go to whatever here, just spawn in whatever you want to spawn in. Just to, like, test weapons and stuff like that. But, let's just, so, this guy here. So, I don't think... Let me see if it still doesn't... Oh. Normal shotgun spread should hit that zombie. But anyway. So, as you can see, really long reload speed, and you can't move when you're shooting it. Super big reticle. Okay, so it does one-shot a zombie in the early game. So, it does have that. But, so, it is everything a pipe rifle is... but worse, okay? So you can't... I suggested this in a Facebook post that I got a lot of blowback on because you're not supposed to use the pipe guns. You're supposed to get rid of them. But, like, if you're not... Like, if it's worthless, you know what I mean? It's everything a pipe rifle is, but it's just worthless. And you have to, like, be... So if I'm back this far and I try shooting him in the head... Sure, I got a knockdown, but I did not kill anything. So for me to actually score a shot that'll kill somebody, I have to put myself into melee range pretty much. Okay? So why wouldn't I just use a club? You know what I mean? And I'm still under that same movement speed debuff, so this is pretty bad, okay? So the pipe rifle does all the same things as that, except for I could shoot you 50 meters away, okay? You know what I mean? So let me just spawn one in just to show you real quick. And I'm not talking crap. I'm just saying. Like, I could hit this target from right here if I just really take my time, hopefully. And I could take him out the game. You know what I mean? No danger, okay? So now when you get a double barrel shotgun, everything changes because the double barrel feels a lot better, faster reload, a lot more damage, a lot more stopping power, stuff like that. But then let's just move on to clubs real quick. You look at club, 15 damage, a lot of stamina or whatever, you know. 27. This is a 4 to a 1, so that's a bad comparison. The club, you know, it's okay. It's like your baseline. It's not bad, but it's not good. Okay, and then the stone sledgehammer. Somebody was talking to me about this, how this is the greatest thing happen to them. Stone sledgehammers are sweet. You can power attack. So it is 20 to cast a normal attack. So it's 22 stamina to do a normal attack, of 18 damage, and the wooden club does 15. Oh, that's a level. I should find an equivalent. Sorry, wooden club. Oops, sorry. So base damage of 1 to 1 is 12, and then 6 more damage for the Stone Sledgehammer. 17 stamina, 22 for 6 more damage. Whatever, that's fine. Power attack damage 24, power attack 40.1. So let's check the stamina there. So that is 45 stamina to deal 40 damage. So that's like a 1 to 1 stamina to damage ratio. 34 to 48 is a little bit better, I feel like, for stamina economy. So like damage economy here. Less stamina usage. You usually score a knockdown. A lot of the power attacks from a wooden club kill zombies on headshots in the early game. Stone Sledgehammer. Big commit. There's not a lot of big zombies in the early game. Maybe it does like a cleave that I'm not aware of. Let's test that real quick. Bow. All right. So if this power attack does a cleave, I will give sledgehammers a lot more props. So I kind of did. So I got 1 power attack and then 1 normal attack, and then I'm kind of done fighting. Very slow, very clunky, not really killing anything. Very slow, very clunky, not really killing anything. But if I pull out a club, I could swing in faster. I could get out faster. Just feels like I can get a lot more damage out. I don't have to commit as much. I can get out of the fights faster. Okay, it's not perfect, like I said. Not a perfect representation, but I'm just saying. A lot of my stamina was eaten up by using the sledgehammer. Granted, it is 25 of them, so I can't really play effectively, but... Anyway, that's that. I'm just saying. Like, so it's okay, but it's not the greatest, is what I'm saying here. It's a decent start. You know, if you buy the level 1 perk for the strength Pummel Pete, you have 60% chance to knock foes down. That is very strong. That perk in and of itself makes the club good. It makes up for a lot of the inconsistencies I think that clubs do not provide. Or it makes up for the lack of consistency that clubs do not provide. Now I have a 60% knockdown. Or is it just power attacks? Because then that would make it actually kind of trash. Let me read it real quick. Okay, that's kind of lame. That it's... Oh, sorry about that. That's hitting Z on the debug menu, and you press backspace to get rid of that. So the knockdown is on a power attack. At 60%, that's kind of lame. But as you can see, you can score a headshot with a power attack with a wooden club and still get headshot kills. So the club I will give more... it is better than the Stone Sledgehammer. Now let's move on to the next class. Fortitude, Brawler, Machine Gunner. I would put that as probably the second best. Actually, third. I'll say third. I would say if I had to rank these, let's just rank these real quick. Worst early game, second worst early game, third worst early game, second best early game, best early game. The only reason why I'm putting agility above perception is just because of the ease of access into parkour. And then that's the only edge I'm giving over perception, because perception has access to demolitions. I mean, all classes do, but this kind of buffs it, so that's really good. Plus the spears 2 to 3 block range I think is really, really strong for a good start. So just base starting. Like for instance, let me come back into this and use the spear again. I should be able to hypothetically fight all these guys. Is it still? Oh, so they took away the throw, but I can fight all these guys from a safe distance. I can keep myself out of harm's way. Like, I can hit them, but they cannot hit me back. And that is, like, the whole... This right here, I could do this all day. You know what I mean? Almost no... If I didn't suck at aiming, this fight would be over. Anyway, so I mean, there's zero risk of getting hit. You know what I mean? You're hitting them, they cannot hit you. Clubs, a lot of stamina. You have to put yourself in harm's way to hurt them. And the ranged weapon that you spec into really sucks. You know, you can do that. You get 1 kill. Oh, I'm reloading. Oh, they're on top of me. They're on top of me. Help me. Help me. Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I got 1 more kill. Oh, my God. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh, Rick. Oh, Rick, help me. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay. So now moving into Brawler. Brawler. Machine Gun. This is quick punches. Low stamina. A lot of staggers. A lot of hits. Whoops, sorry. That's why I said you should turn off the debug menu if you have that on, if you want to play third person. It's because I hit Q all the time when I do this. But anyway, it's very fast, very quick, no stamina. So then you can punch them forever. No commit. Plus you can throw a power attack. Not very much stamina. Looks like it's got a decent knockdown chance. Looks like you can knock their teeth out. But then what really makes up for the how lackluster fists are is obviously the pipe machine gun. You know, just kind of the how to win the game. You know what I mean? The Call of Duty, the you know, the bread and butter win the game, best gun, you know, best pipe gun out of everything. So this makes it, I would say, third best, but not second best. And because the second best is the rifle is good because it's a good shotgun. But I would say, like I said, the thing that makes Perception second best is I can't really see because my brain, I got space blindness right now. Where the hell is it? It's because I got so many clubs. Right here. Like I said before, I can stab you, and you can't hit me. I can't be hit. You know what I mean? That's called safety. There's no chance of hitting. There's no commit. Anyway, yeah. So let's just move on to agility. Why I think it's the best. The other reasons why I think it's the best is because, you know, I can take this pistol and I can go bang, and I can run back, bang, bang. You know what I mean? I can take multiple shots before I have to reload. That's very strong. Okay. It's not as much range. It's not as much stopping power as the rifle, but that is still very, very strong. So then we have the bow, which is, you know, arguably the best starting weapon in the game because, you know, you can get it online within 10 seconds, 10 to 20 seconds, and some arrows. The tutorial guides, it puts it, spoon feeds it, and then you can get to shoot. You know what I mean? Safely shooting. Plus, then the other part of the bow is that you can make like 10 of them, so you can reload shoot or swap shooting, which increases the damage per second of bows very quickly. From my Coach Beginner series, you can see that very easily. Then also, the other thing about it is, see how I'm sprinting and I can reload and it doesn't slow me down. It just keeps you nimble, keeps you in fights, makes you it allows you a lot more versatility. And then you have the bone knife, which, if we compare bone knife to wooden club, I get in a lot of arguments about clubs and knives and why clubs are better. Is they say the knockdown is insane, but the so here we go. Bone knife, the base damage is only 5. The base damage for the club is over double. But if we look at the power attack damage 24, power attack damage 20.2. So it's only 10% less, or 20% less. Is that 20%? Yeah, 20% less damage. The stamina cost, so it's double. If you power attack, it's double. So then the stamina cost for a power attack to get 24 damage is 34 stamina to do 24 damage. Then the power attack damage to do 20 damage, it only costs 14. Plus, when I stab you, I don't even need a perk into my knife to deal bleeding attacks, and that's 1 damage per second per bleed. So you can stack multiple bleeds, deal 20 damage, and then run around and let them bleed out. Plus then 1 perk into knife deep cuts puts a 10% slow on them too. So it actually, like, you get a lot for whatever, for your commit. There's a lot. You know what I mean? So you put stab, and I can run around, I can back it off, and now you got a bleed on you, so now you're slower, you're easier to hit. Now, you know what I mean? I don't need to stop, whatever. You know, it's a lot better just overall. Plus, I can get parkour online without going outside of my skill tree. And I can jump over you, whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, it's a bear. I ain't messing with a bear with only starter gear. Anyway, yep. So there, that is. And then, like I said, the last one to go over right now, I think, is just Baton. Kind of weak. You know what I mean? You're playing the early game with just a melee weapon. And I'm not even sure it's buffed by the intelligence perk. So, yeah. There's my little breakdown of the starters real quick. If we just go over the melee buffs, you get bleeds, slows, plus this gives you stamina for kills. Brawler gives you a weird one, I think. I think you can punch them to have a chance. Yeah, so this has knockdown too. So this is almost as good as clubs. And I think you can punch them and make it so they can't infect you. Or something like that. I don't know. Oh, you can explode heads with punches. That sounds amazing. So let's just test out the pipe baton real quick. Level 5 and 0. It's pretty quick. It swings fast. But again, it's just like a club. And the cost to build a pipe baton is the same as a gun. So why wouldn't you spend those resources on a gun? Why would you get this? You know what I mean? It's not bad, but it's not good. Anyway, so yeah, that's my thoughts on the starting the early game. I know it was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but yeah. So again, just a rank: best, second best, third best, fourth best, worst, but best in the late game. Yeah. So that's just kind of my take, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. Please subscribe if you're this far in the video. I think you should be subscribed, and I'll catch you guys later. That is my kind of tier list. I'll make a tier list for this stuff too. It'll sound fun to redo my Alpha 21 tier list. But yeah, so that's it. Catch you guys later. See you later. Thank you very much.